What in the world, Bo? What's going on with you, man? It's your boy, Big Low Country. I hope that everybody out there is doing great tonight. For everybody out there that don't know me, my name is Big Low Country. I'm just old country boy, former football coach that love to sit around and talk about sports. You could have been anywhere in the world tonight, but you're here with us, and I definitely and greatly appreciate that. First of all, if you're watching the show after we've gone live already, make sure that you put a what in the world, Bo, in the comments. We just want to know where the love is coming from. Also, I want to welcome everybody to one of the most interactive shows on YouTube. So thank y'all so much for coming on and chopping it up with us. We got a few things that we need to talk about. You know, for the most part, this is going to be, because first of all, I know that we didn't get a chance to highlight everybody's comments. Whenever I have other people on the show, we can't I can't feel the coaching staff like I want to. So this is kind of a reaction to what we got from the roundtable last Friday night. If you didn't get a chance to watch it, make sure that you go on Big Low Country Sports, watch the roundtable. You can also watch it on Panthers Nation Podcast, Pro Media, with the great say think tank of Big Q or Big Game Sports Buzz, representing the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. But I've been tell you something. I don't know what it is about them roundtables. They get tested. We get chippy. We start throwing shade. All kinds of stuff start going on. But look, man. First of all, let me show love to everybody out there showing love to me. John Brooks is in here as usual. Says, "What up, Big Low? What in the world, Bo?" I smashed that. Look, I already know you smashed that like button, Bo. Thank you so much. We definitely appreciate you, man. Sherman Woods in here. Much love to you, Sherman. What in the world, Big Low? What in the world with you, man? He says he would have lost to the Yucks if they wouldn't have been playing their backups, and if Brady would have just stayed in that game against us, Ritter would have lost. If we're a fifth, Bo, at the end of the day, if we're a fifth, we all be drunk. Jermaine Jonathan, what's going on, Bo? I see you in here. What in the world, Bo? Fall Start Falcons in here. Much love to you. Let's see. No good, but so good. Okay. Much love to you. What in the world, Bo? I see you in here, man. I think this is my first time seeing you in the chat. So welcome to the stream. Everybody, make sure y'all welcome No Good, but So Good in the chat. Edward Mitchell's in here. What's going on, fam? Grandizers in here representing as usual. Much love to Grandizers. Shouting out all the social media platforms that we're at. Dexter Blast is in here. What in the world, Bo? Big John Higgins. Big Low. What's happening with you, bro? I want some rabbit and gravy. John, what you talking about rabbit and gravy, Bo? I can get some rabbit and gravy. What you talking about rabbit and gravy, John? Oh man. J Miles in here. Kean, James, Charles B, Corey Harris. Much love to you, Corey. Hope you and the wife are doing good. Shouts out to Coach Corey and the wife. We got a chance to link up last year during the season. Speaking of linking up last year during the season, the schedule release drops tomorrow. London game announced today. There's a lot of things going on, a lot of things buzzing, and the beautiful thing about it is that we get a chance to react, react and analyze everything through the coaching staff, and we also get a chance to legit, see what everybody's thinking and get the different opinions. So, reason we're here tonight, much love to everybody else that's chopping it up with us. Tony Wright, Ray 50. It's just Big Low, the best Falcons content on YouTube. I appreciate that, Bo. Thank you so much. Douglas Farrington, Big Low Country. I'm a Falcons fan. You ready for this? Oh my goodness, Bo. We ready. We are ready. If you ask me, I'm ready. Oh man. So why are we here? Why are we here? And I'm not talking about, life's millennium long question. Why are we here? Why are we here tonight? We're here because after I went back and I watched the NFC South roundtable, because I like to see what my opponents are thinking. I like to see, kind of get a feel for, sometimes you kind of got to feel the room out. So I had to, go back and see what they actually thought about us. And once again, guys, the disrespect was real. I mean, it's ridiculous. Once again, everybody is disrespecting the Falcons. Third and fourth. That's what everybody was saying. Everybody was like, "Oh, the Falcons are going to finish third. The Falcons are going to finish fourth." I'm sitting here like, "What? Y'all don't see Tampa Bay? You know, and Tampa Bay might legit come out and be a competent team next year." I'm sitting here like, "Okay, so y'all don't see New Orleans? You know that a rebuilt defensive line. You think they just gonna snap back like that?" I'm, I don't know. Carolina, they just threw a lot of pieces together. As far as continuity, I mean, if we're keeping it a buck, as far as continuity, the Atlanta Falcons have the most continuity in the NFC South. You might say, Big Low, what do you mean by that? Well, I tell you what, hold on. Let me step on my pool. Let me step in the pool pit for a second. Reason why I say that is because Tampa Bay had Tom Brady. He's not there no more. Tom Brady ain't walking through that door no time soon. Tampa Bay had the Leonard Fournettes, and they still got that wide receiver core for the most part. Gronk, he left the year before last. Saints, I told them what was going to happen when Drew Brees walked out that door, and it happened. They don't know what they want to do with this whole Jameis Winston situation. They re-signed him. They got a car payment that they're upside down on. The value is worth more. Is worth more. I'm sorry. The value is worth less than the payment is. Then Carolina, they just got a hold. They went, traded up, got the first overall pick, and got a quarterback. So once again, I go back to continuity, familiarity. I always have trouble saying that word. Familiarity. Where's Coach Ronnie? Why I need it? Coach Ronnie, okay. Familiarity. At the end of the day, that's what it's all about, Bo. So I was going back and I listened to it. I said, man, what in the world? Why are we being hated on so much? Why are we being hated on? Shouts out to you, Tony Wright, man. We feeling good, Bo. Much love to you. Will Cotton, what in the world, Bo? What's going on with your king? Atlanta Rise Up says, what about Taylor Heineke? If Ritter is the worst court, exactly. Taylor Heineke, he's also a pretty good doggone quarterback. I as of right now, I think I'm good with Heineke and Desmond Ritter. If Desmond Ritter just flames out. Cartier, what's going on, man? Cartier frames. Ray 50 said Panthers first game at the Benz. Now, that was a Panthers reporter that announced that. We're not sure yet, but if that is the case, we starting out 1-0. I'm just throwing it out there. And I know that y'all gonna ask me whenever they do schedule releases, what you think? What's your prediction, Lo? That's the most asked question every year. What's your prediction, Lo? I'm gonna go ahead and start out. If we play the Panthers first, 1-0. Get it to me. Get it to me. They don't even know they're gonna start Andy Dalton or Bryce Young. One thing that we do know is that Ryan Nielsen, his history playing rookie quarterbacks is impeccable. Andy Dalton, I mean, what you gonna do with Andy Dalton? Seriously. The red rifle turned into the red pea shooter. But I'm just saying, man. I'm just saying. Let's see, Jermaine John again. You're laughing. So Coach John, he says, I'm looking so forward to this season. We are going to have a defense and an offense this season. Come on with it. Yeah, and that's pretty much where we at. Coach John. Just come on with it, bro. We ain't been playing no games with you. I think the over-under right now for Atlanta Falcons when it comes to wins is 8.5. I'm gonna be completely honest with you. I'm surprised that they're giving us that. It's crazy. Think about this. They're giving us 8.5 wins. They're giving us 8.5 wins, but then on the other side of the spectrum, they're saying that Desmond Ritter is the lowest ranked quarterback in the NFC. What? So the team is good enough to get 8.5 wins. But Desmond Ritter is the number 16th ranked quarterback in the NFC. What in the world, Bo? What in the world? Sometimes you have to replace the world in that phrase with something else. But this is a family show. What in the world, Bo? Come on. Not even the NFC, just the NFC South. That's the question tonight. And so, as a matter of fact, I want to ask everybody, And leave your heart out of the equation. Do you think Desmond Ritter is legit the worst quarterback in the NFC South? If you feel like he is the worst quarterback in the NFC South, put a 1 in the chat. If you feel like he is not the worst quarterback in the NFC South, put a 2 in the chat in honor of Matt Ryan. If you feel like he's not the worst quarterback in the NFC South, put a 2 in the chat. We listened to the NFC South roundtable. Like I said, I listened to it today when I was working, and I was sitting here like, man, but these boys, they legit. They don't know what's been to hit them, Bo. They sitting up here trying to play some games. We've been to bring it to your front door. Like, oh, okay, if you feel like it's one of those situations where this ain't your uncle's Falcons, Bo. This is the most depth that this Atlanta Falcons team has had in a very, very, very long time. Very long time. So, look, it's one of those things. Okay, Ray Pitt said it's official. It's on Bleacher Report. Okay, if it's official, Ray, 1-0. 1-0. I'm just throwing it out there. Big John said, Big Low, man, we always hate me out, man. They gotta get that hate out they heart, bro. They gotta get that hate out they heart. Cardi said, run it down they throat, 1-0. What's going on, JJ the Great's in here? Much love to you, JJ. Hope you're doing good tonight, my family. Carson One's in here. He says, it's confirmed we're playing you guys week 1. If so, I think it'll be a great game. I think the best 2 teams in there. I can agree with that. I agree with that, Carson One. Make sure whenever you go back, if you came from old PNP, make sure that you tell old Rashard and Dave that Big Low was asking about him. Tell them that their little brother Big Low was asking about him. Oh man, so we got the votes coming in. So basically the question was, do you feel like Desmond Ritter is the worst quarterback in the NFC South? So you got your Andy Daltons, you got your Bryce Youngs. We don't know who's going to be the starter. You got Baker Mayfield. Possibly Matt Ryan from where they said where there's smoke, there's fire. Derek Carr, Jameis Winston. Do you feel like Desmond Ritter's the worst quarterback in the NFC South? Now, if you feel like he is, put a 1 in the chat. If you feel like it's one of those cases where, hey, the worst in the NFC South, I don't know about that. Put a 2 in the chat. I just want to know. Charles, he says 2. He says pineapples. He don't like it. He feels like he's a better quarterback than at least somebody in the NFC South. Well, Amy says a lot of teams, they mad at us. And we played Carolina. Oh yeah. We were just talking about that, Coach Will. Rose Stockton, Cartier, J Mall, YMOF, Jamal, Will, Edward Mitchell. They all say too. They don't feel like Desmond Ritter is the worst quarterback in the NFC South right now, and I tend to agree with them. I don't understand it, Bob. I just don't understand it. Cardi said not for Matt though. I hear you, Cartier. I hear you, Bo. Antonio Holloway, Cope. They all agree. It's just gonna be. I think this has only happened like once in the history of the coaching staff where we had a unanimous vote. So we're gonna see what happens. JJ the Great, he says, don't let us beat the Panthers week 1, especially after how the most recent NFC South roundtable went. Hello. Da, da, da. That's a Superman chant. Yes, especially after the disrespect that they came and gave us on the round table. JBM, he says too, he don't feel like Ritter is the worst quarterback in the NFC South right now. Antoine Wartime says, go ahead and tell the truth, Big Low. How you feel? Stop holding it back about the round table. You want me to tell the truth? Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and let you know something. First of all of those guys in there, they're my brothers, right? I look up to all of those guys. And first of all, we of course we talk trash. We talk trash. That's just our thing. So everybody put us third and fourth, man. I'm sitting here like, and then the crazy thing is that they were like, so because I told the Carolina Panthers fan, I was like, look, we could put 30 up on your head. Like I don't see that being an issue. And they were like, and I was like, I could see us winning the division. I'm not saying it's a definite thing, but I could see us winning the division. And they was like, I just don't see how that could happen. I was like, Bo, we were a couple of fumbles and a couple of bad Marcus Mariota passes away from winning the division last year. And this team has greatly improved on both sides of the ball. So I just don't see us winning the division just being completely out of the realm of possibility. So I went down and I talked about all the games we lost, the one score games that we lost, and the improvements that we made, all the moves that we made in free agency. Everybody got quiet. You could feel. Can you feel the fear tonight? I can feel the fear. I can feel the fear coming through the silence. So I don't know. I feel like closer to the end of it, they started to realize. They started to realize what was going on. Carson says, y'all don't know what's coming for you. That's it. Okay, so Tyler Russell, he says one. He feels like Desmond Ridder is the worst quarterback in this division. I think about Tyler. He's a very smart man. He's taught me off many ledges. So I mean, we're gonna see. Will Amy says, we about to win this game. I see us beating by a touchdown or two. That's one thing I hate about the schedule coming out. We start analyzing that first team 3-4 months away. That's one thing I hate about it. We analyzing that other team, that first game. We're like, oh well, this is weak on this team, so this is how we're going to attack them. And it's like, man, boy, we 4 months away, bro. We ain't even hit rookie mini camp yet, or we ain't hit OTAs or training camp. Yeah, played the first preseason game, but that's how it is when you're excited about your team. John Higgins says that would be a big 2. Okay. Bud Bone says 1. He feels like Ridder is the worst. Is the worst. Okay. Well, he said Ridder is better than Baker. Okay. JJ the Great says 2 only because Bryce hasn't played the game yet. Let's be real. He's not better than Carr or even Baker as of right now, though I think he will be long term. And that's the thing. I'm not saying he's the best in the division. Okay, and Tyler says 1 is 1 Ridder is not the worst. No, so 1 is if Desmond Ridder is the worst. 2 is if you don't agree with it. If you don't agree with it, 2 is if you feel like Desmond Ridder is not one of the worst, not the worst quarterback in the division. So it might be unanimous. Okay, Tyler said, yeah. He's not the worst. He's not the worst. Okay, all right, okay. Brandon Levy, shouts out to my homeboy Brandon, man. He says 2. Okay, Tyler, he redacted. He said 2. Delayed J says 2. ATLGA Faithful. D. Douglas Carter, shouts out to my brother, man. He says 2. Rob Banks says so. I mean, it kind of keeps going. And once again, I'm not saying that he's the best. Now, is it a possibility if all these things come together? If we're a 5th, we'd all be drunk. But the thing is that we just gotta show me the baby, Bo. What did Tom Cruise and Cuba Gooding Jr. say in that movie? Show me the money. Show me the money. Brian Peoples, he said, what's the question? So the question is, Brian Peoples, do you feel like Desmond Ridder is the worst quarterback in this division? When we did the NFC South roundtable, everybody was saying that Desmond Ridder was the worst quarterback. And I'm sitting here like, well, what in the world, Bo? So if you do feel like Desmond Ridder is the worst, put a 1 in the chat. If you feel like that's not the case, put a 2 in the chat. I mean, I just want to know what everybody's thinking. Bubba Gump's in here. He says 2. So Sterling Wood says 2. So it looks like it's pretty unanimous. It looks like it's pretty unanimous. So my question is, and Brian Peoples, he says 2. I say the second best. I don't trust Mayfield or Dalton. Carr is the best quarterback right now, but he does has his bonehead moments. I mean, and look, the thing is that everybody has those moments, right? Derek Carr just happens to have a few more of them. Sometimes he trusts his arm a little bit too much. And I think that's going to be the key for us. Desmond Ridder, ever since he came into the league, his first preseason game, he's been coached hard. And that's something that you don't really see, not just in the NFL today, but in sports in general, right? Coach Rowan, she didn't understand, she didn't understand why I was cussing the kids out. I'm sorry. I was cussing out the kids. I'm sorry. I told the kids, I ain't going to say, I'm, the out of your Falcon mind guys, basically, I was cussing out the kids. Coach Lowe was like, Coach Lowe, you can't be cussing out the kids. You got to think about their feelings. I like, look, man, them kids know that I care about them more than anybody else. They know I care about them more than anybody else. But at the same time, you got to have hard coaching because, your opponent isn't going to care about your team. I mean, your opponent isn't going to care about your feelings. So it's like, I got to get them ready for whenever they get a chance to get out there and face that opposition. So it's just one of those things. She was like, okay, I understand what you're saying. At the end of the day, that hard coaching, it worked out. We ended up going to championships. That's what it's all about at the end of the day. That's what it's all about at the end of the day. So going on, we went into it and moving forward, we actually in the NFC South roundtable, I told him, I said, well, look, I think we got the best player in this rookie class in the NFC South. Everybody's like, oh, how could you say that? I was like, I mean, what other player in the NFC South is better than Bijan Robinson? Has anybody seen the clip of Chris Johnson talking, saying that Bijan Robinson is he's the best pro prospect at running back that he's seen since Adrian Peterson? Has anybody else seen that? Go look it up on YouTube. We got the best rookie in NFC South. I mean, you can say Bryce Young, but the thing is that Bryce Young isn't a home run pick like Bijan Robinson. The reason why Bryce Young got taken first overall is because he's a quarterback. If Bijan Robinson had the same sort of skill equivalent to what he has as a running back in quarterback form, he would be better than a Bryce Young. I mean, I'm just putting it out here. So basically, whenever I said that, everybody was like, they were doubting me. Some people kind of agreed with me whenever I said Bijan Robinson was the best rookie that was drafted in this class in the NFC South. But the thing is that they kept going back to the fact was, look, think about this, Big Low. You got to remember, having a great running back doesn't mean anything unless you have a really, really good quarterback. I'm sitting here like, I mean, I hear what you're saying, but the situation is perfect. Don't nobody remember Brad Johnson? I mean, was Brad Johnson a beast of a quarterback? Nah, he was in the right situation. He had a lot of talent around him. He ended up, willing that team to a Super Bowl. Was Trent Dilfer a beast of a quarterback? No. Was Ben Roethlisberger the first year he won the Super Bowl when he completed like 12 passes? Was he a beast of a quarterback? No. So at the end of the day, it's like, once again, I know I say this, like, y'all hear me say this once every other week. Football is just like life. It's all about the circumstances that that you're given, they legit help determine where you are in life, right? I mean, I mean, that's what it is. Shout out to my boy JJ the Great. He says they're saying drafting Bijan Robinson was like drafting Christian McCaffrey when it's not the same. Christian McCaffrey was their entire offense. Bijan has Algier, CP behind them. We also had Pitts and London passing game. Yes, 1,000 times. Yes, you got a lot of talent that's around him. And granted, Christian McCaffrey, he did have some talent around him. He had DJ Moore. Yeah, Robbie Anderson. You know, he had some talent around him. There was a couple years he had Cam Newton. So he had some talent, but for one, like I said, it's like and I hate to say this, Christian McCaffrey. Sometimes he was like an absentee father. He never showed up. It was your birthday. Where's Christian McCaffrey? Oh, he's hurt. He ain't coming today. Like, dang, it's my graduation. Where's Chris McCaffrey at? Oh, he ain't coming. He's hurt. Well, dang. JJ the Great. Dun, dun, dun. That's a Superman chat. Shouts out to my Saints family that's coming in here. Dana, see, Dana was talking trash. I was in Big Q's chat a little bit earlier, because I told him, I said, hey, if y'all need a quarterback, let me know. Falcons tripping. They like they don't want to bring me on. They gave my number to somebody else. I'm like, what in the world? Shouts out to you, Jerry. Molly Mall in here. Much love to everybody, man. Much love to everybody. Cartier, he says, hey man, the NFC South not the problem. Can we beat the Eagles and so on? If we do it, it's gonna be a long run, not Super Bowl, but long postseason. And that's the thing. And once again, we also have to remember that it's a marathon, not a race, right? It's a marathon, not a race. So, a lot of times winning the Super Bowl is not just about, who's the better team. A lot of it got to do with luck. Is your team fortunate enough to, be healthy whenever whenever the rubber meets the road in the playoffs to make that playoff run. So, that has a lot to do with it as well. Douglas Ferriton says, why is Jameis Winston still in? He's not going to play. Will Amy says, can't wait for the Jacksonville Jaguars game in London. I don't know if y'all seen my Twitter. If you are not following me on Twitter, make sure that you go check us out. Tyler Russell sent me a text message and said, hey, coach, I had that question wrong. Now, you good, Tyler? You good? I got you, bro. But, yeah, I don't know if y'all follow me on Twitter. It looks like old country boy and Coach Ronnie finna go across the pond, get some tea and crumpets. Cheerio, Bo. Cheerio. Looks like we're gonna go ahead and try to make that trip to London because I got to make sure that I represent the coaching staff. I got to make sure that I, try to, share that moment with the coaching staff for everybody who's, who might not be able to make it over there. So it's gonna be fun, Bo. Let's get the GA. Much love, Coach. Give me that look. Look at here, boy. Your boy Low already knows sports. I want to make sure that you do too. Let me give you the lowdown. Dun, dun. Got choked up there. I'm sorry. Dun, dun, dun. That's a Superman chat. Oh man, D Sloan. Much love to you, D Sloan. Let me tell y'all something about D Sloan. After we had the NFC South roundtable, Big Low, I had to go be nosy, check out all of my brother's channels, see what they were saying in the chat. D Sloan, ATLGA Fate, well, he did it as well. He went to all the other guys' chats. And he went in there and gave a couple of elbows, talked a little bit of trash. Like, that's what I'm talking about, D Sloan. Way to represent the coaching staff. Shouts out to you, D man. Shouts out to you. Oh man, but yeah, so it's like everybody's saying, hey, Bijan Robinson needs a great quarterback to help him be great, and I'm sitting here like, all those years Adrian Peterson was just killing it, just wrecking things in Minnesota. Did he have a top-notch quarterback the whole time? There were a lot of years in Tennessee when Chris Johnson, I mean, yeah, you have a top-notch quarterback. Uh, I mean, one thing we can say about Ezekiel Elliott is it's like, you had you know, Dak Prescott. I mean, he was above average quarterback, right? But we've seen a lot of times where, there's been a lot of guys who had talent, and especially, if you have, I mean, because one thing that we do have to give Arthur Smith his credit, his flowers on, he knows how to run the ball. I mean, we can't acknowledge that. The question that we have as fans and as a coaching staff is, can we develop a passing game? Can we get more explosive? So basically, that just goes into the fact that, you know, we know what we're capable of doing. I just don't think the rest of the NFL does. Vegas, they put us at 8.5 games. I'm gonna tell you something. Me and Coach Ronnie, Big Low Conspiracy, they going to Vegas because Coach Ronnie, she got to go see Ursher, baby. And Big Low Country, he spoils Coach Ronnie. Big Low Conspiracy might go and say, hey, I'm gonna take the over for the Falcons 8.5. You're gonna have to give me that. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. Like, yeah. You gonna have to give me that. You know, I'm also I ain't gonna lie to you. I mentioned this. I mentioned this in the NFC South roundtable. And maybe you know how guys, whenever they get together, they talk a little bit of trash. I'm gonna go ahead and throw it on out there. I think Desmond Ritter is capable of going to the Pro Bowl. Shout out to my boy Smitty. He did a video yesterday, but on Friday, last Friday. No, he think he did it on Monday. I actually jumped in on there with him for a little bit. But look, if you're excited about this season, and you're excited about that schedule release coming out, shouts out to my homeboy ATLGA Faithful. Make sure that you hit that like button. I definitely appreciate that. Also, if you want some more Falcons content, make sure that you check out my boy ATLGA Faithful. But the thing is that one thing that you have to remember is that, dang, I forgot the point I was making. Hey, what was I saying? Oh yeah, I was talking about on Friday. I was saying the Pro Bowl. The thing is that I mentioned I was like, well, who else is going to go in the NFC? Aaron Rodgers is gone. I mean, y'all trusted Kirk Cousins. Y'all trusting your boy, Justin Jefferson to wheel Kirk Cousins to another Pro Bowl. Like, who else is going to the Pro Bowl? Derek Carr. I mean, we seen what happened the last time Derek Carr and Dennis Allen got together. I mean, granted, I think if I'm not mistaken, I think one of those seasons they were together, Derek Carr had a 5,000-yard season. I know I'm fully transparent. I'm gonna call it like I see it. But I mean, that Saints offense hasn't been the same since Sean Payton left, right? So I wanted to ask the coaching staff after we had that talk and everything. Do y'all think Desmond Ritter is capable? I know I'm going from one extreme to another. Do y'all think Desmond Ritter is capable of going to the Pro Bowl? If you feel like, and I'm not saying, hey, it's a given, shut it down. And if he doesn't make it to the Pro Bowl, it's a travesty. But you feel like he's capable of making it to the Pro Bowl, put a 1 in the chat. If you feel like there's no way in the world it's gonna happen, put a 2 in the chat. That's all. That's all I want to know. I want to know if y'all feel like it's a possibility. You feel like it's a possibility this young Thundercat, because he's young. If you feel like it's a possibility this young Thundercat could go. Tony Wright says, yeah, we know your spoils your misses. You spoil your misses with all that Julio Jones business money that you make on the side. Everybody making a Julio Jones business money, bro. Oh man, Sterling Woods, he says, Coach, to me, Smith never had a good passing game. He had AJ Brown and didn't do nothing with him. Now, wait a minute. Now, AJ Brown was still he was still that dude in Tennessee them last couple of years. Now, we can't just fully write AJ Brown off. Like everybody knew whenever Philadelphia traded for AJ Brown, they was like, ooh, AJ Brown, he might have him one. He might have him one. Brandon Levy says, Aints take a step back. But yeah, the Aints, they taking a step back. Whether they want to admit it or not, Coach Dana, Molly Mall, Rose City, y'all taking a step back. Y'all taking a step back just the same way, whenever y'all be dancing to the wobble and they be like, get in there. Yeah. Yeah, that's the same way y'all taking a step back. Pelicans know you. Pelicans know you. Said, Big Low, are you okay? Desmond Ritter? No, man, no. On the couch once again. See, you got to get that hate out your heart, man. You got to get that hate out your heart. You got to let it go. Miss B says, who cares if he's going to the Pro Bowl? I mean, number one, I do care, Miss B. One of the main reasons why I care is for bragging rights. I'm just going to be completely honest with you. I hate the fact that they're disrespecting the young man so much. He's a young Thundercat. He said he ain't listening to all the talk. But, first of all, every time I mention, that he's a young Thundercat, I think about that Thundercat song. Baby girl, how do I look in my do-rag? Tell me the truth. Baby girl, how do I look in my do-rag? Y'all don't know about that. That's that new young Thundercat music. Boy's name is Thundercat. But yeah, Miss B, yeah, I mean, so I'm talking about it. Yeah, I care about it. Brandon Levy says Ritter can be a good game manager. Yes, 1,000 times, yes. Delayed J, hey love. They say one. They say they feel like it can happen. Cartier Thompson, he says, I'm betting on one, man. Let's see here. JJ says 3. Okay, I mean, I ain't mad at it. Tony Wright says 2023 NFC Championship game, Atlanta versus San Francisco. Stay tuned. Man, don't talk like that, boy. Brandon Levy says Ritter gonna look like Dak Prescott without the brain. Kid Lewis, he says 1. He feels like it's possible. Bird's Eye Butte, he says 1, most definitely. Dana, Sacramento Pelicans know you. Delayed J says Ritter can't be worse than Mariota, and we had 7 wins. We could get 9+ with our current defensive upgrades. Yes, and don't forget about the offensive upgrades, right? Well, Amy said he see us playing the Eagles. Ain't let. Okay, Dana, keep the hate out your heart. You been hanging around Big Q too long. Ain't no Iron Falcons. Miss B says, who cares if he goes to the Pro Bowl? That is an individual award. Don't mean your team is winning. It was Lions players. I mean, yeah, I definitely understand that. Now, one thing that I can't tell you is that many times the teams who have the teams who have more players on the Pro Bowl, most of the time they're in the playoffs. So one thing that we have to acknowledge is that individual performances all group together to be team performances, right? I mean, let's be honest. On a team, everybody doesn't make the same amount of money. Some people make more money because some people are more valued because some people are better. So, yeah, I mean, I care whether or not he makes the Pro Bowl. I do. Well, Amy says go back to the swamp bayou. Molly Mom says, Big Low, I heard you tore your DuckTales underwear on the fence. What in the world? Molly Mom. Oh man. Well, Amy says, I care. We need to go to the Super Bowl. Yeah. Without man Ryan Julio Jones. David G says the team that got swept by Andy Dalton. Okay, all right. You lived in the past, David. You lived in the past. ACLG paper said Big Q saying they still running Peyton offense, but the problem is that they ain't because he gone. Mike Jack moonwalk. I mean, look, you can still run a variation, right? I mean, for example, it's one of those cases. The Atlanta Falcons were running Kyle Shanahan's offense in 2017. Steve Sarkisian. Was it as good? No. No. I mean, to a certain extent, it was still good. But was it as good? No. The Saints, they lost a lot of pieces, especially in that interior defensive line. We don't know if they're going to be as good. We don't know if they're going to gel together the same way. One thing about Ryan Nielsen's defensive scheme is that, you really have to work together. And I'm going to tell this to y'all. I mean, yes, we got a lot of pieces on defense, and our defense is a whole lot better than it was. But just want to let y'all know something. It's going to be a lot of stunts. It's going to be a lot of working together, breaking up offensive lines, trying to isolate somebody. Don't just think they're going to step on the field and boom, they're getting 50, 60 sacks. A lot of times it doesn't work like that. You got to, be able to feel everybody out, So, I mean, it's just one of those things. Let's get it. He says, Aints fans going to be mad this year. Book it. Big John Higgins says, Big Low Country. One of the Motown great. Look here, coach. I ain't trying to toot my own horn. Brian People says he could see us versus Detroit. I mean, you know what? I mean, Detroit putting a little squad together, Bo. You people sleeping on Detroit now. They sleeping on them. So the thing is that everybody's getting naked for the Philadelphia Eagles. How many times have we seen this happen? Everybody just automatically, write a team down for being the it team and being the team that's gonna make the Super Bowl run, and then playoffs come, they don't make it or they get put out, early in the playoffs. I mean, you don't know what's gonna happen until it happens at the end of the day. Deshaun's in here. He says, "What in the world, Bo? Hey, Lo, tell everybody about that country silk hit song, baby. Let's make love in the Falcons nest. Yeet, get some what? Let's make love in the Falcons nest. Look, hey, my agent hadn't gave that one to me yet, Bo." Dub Tip says, "What in the world, Bo? Just tuning in. What y'all lying about in here tonight? Who that? I hear you. I hear you, Bo. Shouts out to Lady T. Lady T says, I saw your funny video, Big Low." Well, I appreciate that, Lady T. Thank you so much. Shouts out to you. I'll be seeing you in the comments, commenting on the shows later on. I appreciate you getting a chance to come in here now. Shouts out to Lady T. Padres in here. What's going on, coaching staff? What you missed? We ain't missed nothing too much, Padres. So we were talking about, Desmond Ritter being underrated. I don't know if y'all seen the list. They had him in the NFC. They have him ranked at 16, below Sam Howell. I mean, they have him ranked at 16. I'm sitting here like, wait, what? What in the world? And this was before the draft. So Andy Dalton was above Desmond Ritter. I'm sitting here like, I mean, I asked everybody what they thought, if they thought that if Desmond Ritter was the worst quarterback in the NFC South, and I think everybody said that they don't agree with that. So, it's one of those situations. JBL says, yeah, man, him making the Pro Bowl, that would just mean that he had a good year. I mean, at the end of the day, we want him to have a good year, right? Like that's what we want. Now, Miss Beachy says, I'm just saying Kyle Pitts went to the Pro Bowl in his first year, and we went 7-10. Chris Lindstrom went this past season, and we still went 7-10. So Pro Bowl ain't that important to me. I mean, well, you got to think about it, Miss B. I would rather have guys who were on the Pro Bowl previous years than guys who weren't. Because if Chris Lindstrom didn't go 7-10, I'm sorry, if Chris Lindstrom didn't go to the Pro Bowl last year, this team probably wouldn't have been 7-10, right? If Kyle Pitts didn't go to the Pro Bowl the year before last, that team probably wouldn't have been 7-10. Once again, the individual performances accumulate to the team performances. We all come together, perform at our best to achieve a common goal. So I mean, yeah, I mean, I'm always happy when one of my guys go to the Pro Bowl. You know, my boss said, "Oh, like the Cowboys, huh?" Alberto, he says, "I just want to make the playoffs. After that, it's extra success if the season with a second year. Yeah, man. Yeah, yeah. I mean, we make the playoffs. It's a good year. It's a good year. It's been too long. Let's get it. Says the Aints paid top dollar for Derek Carr to do what? Add to a bad cap situation. What's going on, Matthew? Brandon Levy says, Pro Bowl quarterback in Atlanta. I'll take it. Yeah. Yeah. I'm not moving forward and just saying, hey, I don't care if he makes the Pro Bowl. Yes, I want my quarterback to make the Pro Bowl. Number one, it helps confidence, right? You know, if I'm finishing the year out and I'm voted to being one of the best people at my position in my profession, what's that going to do for the next year? I'm going to come next year with a lot of confidence. I'm going to come into the next year ready to go. I'm sorry, I had to tell Coach Ronan to take the dog to the bathroom. But yeah, you're gonna come back the next year, you know, even more confident. You know, knowing that last year, hey, we kind of did it big. For example, y'all might not notice this or not, but after Matt Ryan MVP season, Matt Ryan walked around with a little bit of swag. After that MVP season, it's like he was like, I mean, before he was Matt Ryan, but after that, he was like, yeah, I'm Matt Ryan. I'm like, okay, Matt, calm down. Like, is this shit? Is it like that? But yeah, huh? It's hung up. It's on. Yeah, so it's one of those situations where it's like, after you go to the Pro Bowl, you get a little bit more confidence. I mean, it's the same thing with me. It's like if I perform well one quarter on my job, and I'm going into April, it's like or last year I got a really good performance review. Got a good little raise. You know how I do it. Well, I got a really good performance review. So I came into this year, I had a little bit of swag. I'm like, man, I want the best that do this thing. What y'all need? I got you. That's the same thing that you want for your players, right? John Higgins said, Big Low, we're gonna give the Saints our last $2, I'm not gonna lose. One going to the bus fare, other one for the jukebox. Oh man, Jewel, he said, man, I missed a lot on. Nah, bro, you just on time, bro. Come on now, don't get down on yourself. Don't get down on yourself, bro. We in here having a good time. Because the thing is, you can always go back and listen to it a little bit. That's the thing. That's the beautiful thing. Well, Amy, he says, I put $1,000 on that now. That sound that sound pay your rent. That's it, bro. That's it. That'll pay your rent. That'll probably buy you a house. Bump paying rent, that'll buy a house for you. What's going on, Joy? I see you in here. Pelicans know you. He said, Big Low, I hope we get Atlanta week one. Let's go. Man, we ain't y'all don't want to see us week one. Y'all need to go and get your mind right. Saints, y'all want to see us week one. Y'all need to go get your mind right. Think about life. You know what I'm saying? See what y'all can do as far as, coming up, with these Atlanta Falcons, man. Because I'm going to tell you something. Just like my homeboy Tight at Atlanta Birdgate says, why you want to start off at 0-1? You don't want to do that, Bo. You want to start off on a positive note. Well, Amy says, I wish we could play the Saints week one, and I'll be in the stadium. Hey, man. He said, and away game too. Okay. Yeah, I mean, look, yeah, I think we're just ready for the Saints. We got something for y'all this year. I understand y'all got Derek Carr, but one thing, and this is something that I mentioned earlier in the show. Whenever we were talking about the different situations that the different teams are in, continuity, right? I mean, Derek Carr, he's coming to a new situation. This is the first time he's changed teams in the NFL. So once again, that New Orleans Saints offense isn't the same. It's not what it used to be. I understand y'all got Jamal Williams. I mean, Jamal Williams, most of his touchdowns were 5 yards or shorter. It's not a situation where he's gonna. I mean, I'm not gonna say that he's not a consistent chain mover. We don't know if he's gonna be a consistent chain mover for you. You know, Alvin Kamara, he thinks he's still in Atlanta, A-Town stomping old folks in Vegas. Michael Thomas, you don't know what you're going to get with him. You know, he's like David Ruffin. You know, he 1 minute he's part of the group, next minute he's not. Right? Shouts out to my boy Big Q. He said that the thing about the Saints offense is that they got a lot of guys that can stretch the field. But the question is that are they going to be able to block long enough for Derek Carr? And is Derek Carr going to be as in tune with those guys as he needs to be? The biggest thing with Derek Carr this upcoming season is they're going to have to make sure that he keeps the turnovers to a minimum, because you got a new quarterback coming to a new situation with the offense that's, you know, looked like it kind of struggled a little bit last year. Is he going to turn that ball over? If he turns it over a good bit, it's going to be a long day in Caesar Pizza Benz. In the Caesar Pizza Benz Superdome Stadium that they got out there in New Orleans. Now, if it's one of those situations where, you know, he could, you know, pass the ball in a timely fashion, and, you know, they can move the ball, you know, we might, you know, there might be some problems. I don't know. I don't know. Cartier says, I'm not going to Bourbon Street after we win. Nah, don't go down there. I tell you who will be down there though, Cartier, the Rise Up Tour. If you're on Facebook, make sure that you join the Rise Up Tour. It's for a group for Falcons fans who travel all around the nation. We're going to London. We're going to be in Arizona. We're going to be in New York, Chicago, Detroit. We're going to be all over the place this year, Bo. Your boy Big Low Country is admin on the Rise Up Tour. So make sure that y'all go check it out. Definitely. Season Electrical says, Carr's a walking interception. Oh man, Dana T says, when's the last time we went 5-12? Not even with DA we went 5-12, but the Falcons can tell us all about these 5-12 seasons. Oh, what in the world, Dana? Well, look, I mean, one thing that we can't acknowledge though is that what is the last time you went 5-12 without Drew Brees and Sean Payton there? That's the question that you have to ask. When Drew Brees and Sean Payton came, you know, that's whenever things kind of turned around for the Saints. Now Drew Brees and Sean Payton are gone. I mean, you know, let's see if y'all can still sustain that success. That's the question. Christo says, why won't the Falcons draft some bulldog? They're just not fitting with his vision board. I heard that there was something going around on Twitter. Somebody said that Jalen Carter's getting sued for like $40 million for like a wrongful death lawsuit. I mean, you know, that was probably one of the reasons why, you know, Jalen Carter didn't come to Atlanta, because I know a lot of people were hurt about that. You know, a lot of people, you know, stabbed themselves all over with many pains. But it's just one of those things, man. We gotta see what we got moving forward. But I'm not mad at the direction that we went with getting the Dijon mustard. I'm not even mad at it, Bo. Let's get GA says, Derek Carr couldn't even make it with Devontae Adams. What you 8 fans expect this year? Nothing. Goodness gracious. Coach Podger said, hey coach, I heard that we got the Panthers week 1 last home opener I went to. We ran the Aints out of the dome. I'm going to be a menace if we make the playoffs. Hello, I hang up and listen. Dun, dun, dun. That's a Superman chat. Shouts out to Coach Padre, man. Him and the missus, they just got a season ticket. So, you know, if you see Coach Padre coming on here with a little bit more enthusiasm and a little bit more, he's a little bit more white knuckled. it's because he's that investment is getting to him. Shouts out to Coach Padre, man. I really hope that you enjoy your first home opener as a season ticket holder, brother. Definitely, that's a big milestone. Definitely. Mudbone says the player and the girl's family is suing Jalen, UGA, and the establishment. Okay. Yeah, I mean, look, there's a lot of blame that could go around. You know, me being working in the insurance industry, I can tell you for the most part how liability works. And when it's one of those situations where establishment offers drinks or something like that, and they go out and drive, and as far as just driving, the whole auto liability portion of a policy and things like that, look, it gets real muddy, man, real muddy. That's something that you gotta you know be wary of. Out of your Falcon minds in here, what's going on, Bo? Shouts out to my brother John. Got a chance to link up with him the other day. And Mike, definitely, you in my prayers, bro. I know that you got a untimely situation there, man. Shouts out to my brothers. John, we gotta link up sometime, Bo. Gotta link up sometime. You right down the road. Jewel Bell, he says, I got us in the NFC South. I mean, the NFC South, the NFC Championship. Hey, ain't nothing wrong with that, Bo. I'm sure my homeboy Mike from Out of Your Falcon Minds in here, he would be like, man, don't even play like that. I got us in the Super Bowl. That was my Mike impersonation. Oh man. Tony Wright says Low knows all the high level party spots in all the cities too. New York, LA, Miami, New Orleans, Dallas, Paris, Barcelona, Montreal. You name it, Low knows it. What you talking about, Tony? What are you talking about, Bo? Oh man. But yeah. We gonna be partying this year with the Rise Up tour. we gonna be partying. It's going in. God says, bro, what in the world? Oh man, out of your Falcon mind, he says Mike is saying 17-0 and Super Bowl. I see what I told you. Mike, Mike already debunked it. I'm gonna tell you what it is. Look, I'm gonna tell you something. I make sure that y'all check out of your Falcon mind. Great content, really good questions from Mike. Shouts out to my brothers, man. Positive Atlanta Falcons content creators. That's what it's all about. John Higgins says, nah, Big Low Country, it's the lawsuit of the other family is asking $40 million for the whole suit, and John Carter's name was brought up in it. Okay. So, yeah, I mean, either way, man, it's definitely a touchy situation. And I think it's one of those cases where some teams just kind of want to shy away from it. Jalen Carter, he was considered one of the locks in this draft, but I mean, as you can see, he fell, down to the Eagles. Will Cotton says, being from PA, I never been to a Falcons game, but I'm going to make it down there this year. Well, look, Will, make sure that you hit me up, Bo. Send me an email. It's on my YouTube channel. And we'll definitely try to link up. We take a picture or something. We'll see if we can do something. And since you in PA, I don't know if we got a game against the Jets in New York, and so I don't know how far away that is from you, but we definitely see if we can try to link up. I'm trying to go as many of these away games as possible this year. We're gonna have a good time with it. Cartier says, I'm on the Rise Up tour. That's what I talk about. Cartier said he on the Rise Up tour this year. I see you, Bo. That's it, man. Man, we're gonna be partying. We're gonna be partying, Bo. I hope somebody don't show a video. They're like, oh man, Big Low, he was just up in the club. He was up in the club partying. He had the bottles with the sprinklers on them. With the sparklers on them. He was partying like Tony Wright. Out of your Falcon mind says, much love, Lo. Gotta grab lunch in the next few weeks for sure. Definitely, bro. Definitely. Falcons says, we got to host the NFC Championship game. Watch this, man. Goodness gracious, I ain't mad at it, bro. Look, I ain't mad at it. Tell it like it is. Walter Matthews says Bijan and Tyler is the Monte and Tevin 2.0. All right, I'm glad that you mentioned this, Coach. I got some things on my heart I want to talk to y'all about. I got some things on my heart I want to talk to y'all about. Okay, so everybody keep saying Bijan and Tyler are Devontae Freeman and Tevin Coleman 2.0. I think they're better. I think they're better than Tevin Coleman and Devontae Freeman. And let me know if I know that Bijan Robinson hasn't had a play in the NFL yet. I'm just talking about pure ability, you know, the ability to make people miss. I feel like they're better. What we've seen out of Tyler Algier already, I mean, he makes guys miss, right? I mean, if we keep it a buck, Devontae Freeman, he wasn't a home run guy, right? He wasn't a guy like I'm putting my foot in the ground, I'm getting up the road. Though if you got a good angle, you really gonna have to get on your horse to catch me. I think they're better. I mean, and let me know if I'm wrong. Y'all please let me know in the comments. I just think that I tell you what. You know what? I'm not even gonna ask that question. I'm gonna wait and see. I'm gonna wait and see. We're gonna actually look at the games before we go ahead and make a call like that. You know, I'm not even gonna just throw that out there. We're gonna wait, watch the games, and see. But as far as what I see right now, just natural running ability, I feel like they're better. I'm just gonna go ahead and throw it on out there. I'm sorry. I ain't finna get naked. I ain't finna get naked. ATSGA faithful. He says, I'm with you, Lo. Hey, Love, he says, hey, there's a lot of talk. We need another receiver. Who is it you say that we have already? We have a wide man. We got Kyle Pitts. That's a wide receiver too, right there, bro. You got Kyle Pitts. I mean, if you want to go actual wide receiver, you got Mac Hollins. You know, that's a good wide receiver too. You got Scotty Miller that could stretch the field. You got Cordero Hodge who could pretty much do everything. I mean, I'm not mad at the wide receiver core. I mean, could you stand to have somebody else? I mean, yeah, you could, but I mean, at some point in time, you're just getting greedy. I'm good with it because Kyle Pitts as a wide receiver too is better than a lot of quote unquote real wide receivers. You know, so I mean, look, I mean, it is what it is. Let's get it. He says, I would say Bijan Robinson and Tyler Algier remind me of Warwick Dunn and TJ Duckett. Okay, okay. Raymond Collins says, hello. I almost missed you, bro. What's going on, man? What's going on? What's up, Coach Roddy? Oh, okay. You look like you're deep in thought over there. Oh, I interrupted you. Oh, I see how Coach want to talk to me. Huh? Oh, you're just looking at me seductively. Okay, I was like, hey, it's a buffet over here. You get whatever you want. Whatever you want. Padre says, okay, so how about I couldn't get a seat near Coach because he bought out the section to keep out the riffraff. It was cool till I was the riffraff. Wow, Coach. Wow. Nah, don't listen to me. Coach Padre, he in that section. Yeah, he in that section where they be bringing you the food. Yeah, that where Coach Padre at. Dun, dun, dun. That's a Superman chat. Oh man. um J Dia, he said neither of them can block. Neither of them can block like Tyler and Bijan, right? And that's true. I mean, we all know, what happened in the Super Bowl with Devontae Freeman, but I mean, we've seen Bijan Robinson shoot his hands, thumbs up, sink his hips, extend those arms and block, or just straight drop a shoulder, and block the way he needed to. We've seen Tyler Algier do it as well, and that's a good point, Jay. Both of them block better than you know um, Freeman and Tevin Coleman. Tevin Coleman, he could get up and down the field, but I mean, I've seen him pick up some blocks. I've seen him pick up some good free blitzers, but I feel like Bijan and Tyler Algier, since they got a little bit more weight on them, they'll be able to do it a little bit more consistently. Jared Taylor, he says, I'll be watching the Falcons this year for Taylor and Bijan. Ain't nothing wrong with that, Bo. Ain't nothing wrong with that. That's right. The coach is Riz. You heard that, Riz, Bo? I had a little bit of Riz there, didn't I? Oh, man, Lee Goods in here says, how y'all doing? What's going on, man? Hope you're doing good tonight, fam. Rashad's in here. What's going on with you, Rashad? I see you, Bo. Much love to you. Total Right says love will be there. Two teams this season with young dynamic duo running backs: Atlanta, Bijan Robinson, Tyler Algier, and Seattle's Kenneth Walker and Zach Charbonnet. I hope that's how you pronounce the young Thundercats name, Charbonnet. I hope it is. I hope it is. Oh man. Lee Good says, look, y'all stop lurking, press that like button. Look, if you're excited about beating the Saints this year, make sure that you press that like button. Shouts out to you, Lee Goods. Much love to you, fam. Lifelong Bulldogs in here says Matt Hollins and Scotty Miller are definitely competent third receivers. Yeah. I mean, the thing with Scotty Miller, he was a lot of times. I mean, he did have his injury plagues, but a lot of times he was just subject to the depth chart. Gronk the year before last, he got his share of targets, and Mike Evans and Godwin. I mean, they were all getting their targets. Atlanta Falcons fan says Matt Hollins gonna have an 800-yard season. Man, I ain't mad at it. If that's the case, I'm not mad at it. Walter says Terry saved Coach Smith's job and kept the doors open. I don't think he saved the job. Like you said, it was one of those cases where they like Arthur Blank said, they had a plan. They had a plan. Boxstar Falcon says super section, coach. Padre in the Bijan mustard. That's it. That's it. Padre, he's that Bijan. Look, I just had the regular mustard. That's yellow. Coach Padre, he be in there where they had the brown mustard. That ground mustard from the mustard seeds and stuff. Yeah, that's what Coach Padre be having. The same mustard that Tony Wright be using on Julio Jones' private jet. That same mustard. Pelicans know you. He says, Big Low, I'm giving you your ice cream and cake early because it's going to be a long season for the Dirty Birds. 4-13? Wow, coach. Really? 4-13? Man, that's crazy. Nah, I think we're gonna do at least 2 times better than 4 wins. At least. I'm going to go ahead and call it at least 2 times better. Dre Murphy says, what up, beloveds? How y'all beloveds doing and feeling on this hump night tonight? Beloveds, hello. What's going on, Coach Dre? Hope you're doing good tonight, my brother. Hope you're doing good tonight. Hope you're doing good. But yeah, I mean, I think that, oh yeah, Tyler, he asked the Coach Padre what section he in. They're on 110C. Coach Padre, he probably ain't gonna put that up, Coach Tyler, because it's exclusive. He don't want everybody knowing. He don't want everybody knowing where he at. Oh man. I'm a person says, Big Low Bijan is such a great guy. I'm so glad he's on our team. Yeah, man. Yeah, it's one of those. Um, you can tell just by listening to him talk, that he's a great kid. You could definitely tell. You could definitely tell. He talks about his faith. He talks about what he plans on doing in the community. He talks about, and that's one thing that a lot of people don't acknowledge, how football affects community. It's kind of like whenever I used to coach, we used to always do things that involve the community. Whenever we, during bye weeks and, every now and then we'll go to the elementary schools, and the elementary schools act like the players are just superstars, the elementary school kids. But you know it's one of those things where the community makes the football team. So moving forward, you have to, the football team needs to make sure that they show love to the community. So the fact that Bijan Robinson, you got guys like Calais Campbell who actually talk about doing that actively, that's a beautiful thing. They're not one of those guys who, just say they want to do something for the community and then don't do don't do nothing for the community. You know, um, we've all seen people like that who say they're going to do something for the community, but they don't actually do it. They ask for your money, so they can do stuff for the community, but they don't actually do that. Jared Taylor says, I think the Falcons could win that division. Oh yeah, man. Easy. Easy. In the words of the great Kobe Bryant, easy. Easy. The Falcons could win the division. Definitely, man. Definitely. Um, let's see here. Coach Rodney Brown, he says, could we possibly have 2,000-yard? It can happen. It can happen. Especially um if it's one of those situations where one person is opening things up for the other. Because the thing is that what we're going off of, we're not trying to give the other team a break. You know, I know a lot of people go to these high school games and they say, man, these games are boring. They'll never throw the ball. And sometimes people say, hey, coach, he doesn't trust the quarterbacks or the wide receivers. Like, nah, that's not the case. A lot of times they keep running the ball like this because they're not trying to give the other team no breaks. Every time you hike the ball and that offensive line comes off the line of scrimmage with that flat back, Coach Tyler Russell, he'll tell you he play football. You come off the line of scrimmage with that flat back, you driving those feet instead of kicking back, doing that kick back step, letting them come to you. You just put more and more pressure on that defensive line, more and more pressure on them linebackers because they got to come up and tackle you, opposed to many times in that in that passing game, you're kind of catching people, especially if it's passes over the middle. So, you know, it's just one of those things because in high school ball, and I mean, shoot, I wouldn't just say high school ball and pretty much ball period. Best athletes on the field are your cornerbacks and your safeties. Let's just take them out of the equation. So I mean, if Arthur Smith, that was one of the reasons why we ran the ball so much last year. Like, look, let's just put pressure on these defenses. I mean, I'm not even mad at it. That's that. Kaizuku, he says, Desmond Ritter gonna have you present him the ring, Bo. What in the world? Look, I definitely do it. I'm like, look, man, you took my job, but here you go. Coach Podger said, hey, did the dog push Coach Roney down? I heard something fall. What in the world? So, yeah, what you drop, Coach Roney? Oh, okay, okay. Yeah, Coach Roney, she said you dropped something. But she probably he was worried about your safety. What? Wait a minute. Is that laugh? Hold on, y'all. Hold on. So, we got this thing that sits in front of our bed, right? You know, It's like this little bench. And, you know, the dog, she jumped off of the thing onto the floor. And Coach Ronan was like, Shaka, why are you jumping on the Oh, wait a minute. Hey Coach Ronan, come over here and say it.
I don't know why this is funny. It's the settee.
Coach Ronan said, hey, why are you jumping off the settee? I don't know. It's like where I was raised. It was always called the settee. You know, you just so fancy. It's the settee. It's the settee. Oh man. Got it. He said, "Hey coach, please explain to me how Coach Smith is on the hot seat when 2 years straight we were supposed to win 5 games or less, both seasons, and we won 5 each time." It's a win now league, Bo. People want to win. You know, I think the whole Marcus Mariota situation last year was the issue with Coach Smith. I think that was a lot of people were like, "Hey, we need to go ahead and make the move. We need to see what this rookie is about." So, I think that was one of the situations. Cartier says, "Bijan hot feet, London hot hands, Ritter hot eyes, pause, open it up, Pitts." Hey, look, it's gonna be crazy. It's gonna be crazy. Coach Padre, he says, Coach Ronnie got Bridgerton furniture over there. Off the city. Jared says, love Sanford and Sons. Oh man. Lifelong Bulldog, he says, I think signing Caden Ellis was the most underrated move this offseason. Dude is an elite athlete, and you are completely correct. The thing about him is that he knows how to sift through the trash, and he knows how to move around down there around that line of scrimmage where bodies are flying around. He knows how to, work the stunts accordingly. He can do the me stunts. He can do the you stunts. And I think he's going to be a complete monster whenever you run against those zone run blocking teams that run those duos, trying to run duos, especially people who are running that 2-eye technique. People like the David Onyemadas and people like the Grady Jarretts. Whether you run 2-eye or you running just a regular 3 technique to the outside shoulder, I feel like he's going to legit be that guy. He's going to legit be that guy. He's going to be running the stunts. The thing is, Ryan Nielsen knows how to use them. Last year, he got 8 sacks in, I think, 8 games. He's going to be a starter now. And, we definitely hoping that he makes some things happen. Millie Mill says, I think Bud Dupree going to have a big impact, going to have a bigger impact than Caden Ellis will. Wow. Yeah, I mean, look, I'm not even mad at that. Padre says, Coach, I saw a video breakdown of Caden Ellis, and I'm excited to see him. Yes, it's gonna be fun, man. It's gonna be fun. We're gonna see exactly what he's capable of doing with the full season. Well, look, man, I ain't gonna hold y'all up. I know that everybody's got work and everything in the morning. Tomorrow is my Friday, so that's definitely a good thing. But look, I need y'all to stay safe. Please don't do anything that I would do. And look, man, we're gonna have a good, fun season. I think we all came to the agreement during this show that Desmond Ritter is completely underrated. I think, labeling him the worst quarterback in the NFC period is completely and utterly disrespectful. Before everybody leaves, I need you to make sure that you hit that like button for me. Make sure that you don't forget to hit that like button. Also, make sure that you share the channel with your friends and family who are sports fans. We're on Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, everywhere else. Make sure that you hit that subscribe button if this is your first time watching. I need y'all to make sure y'all do anything that I would do. Y'all stay safe. You already know what time it is, Bo. We ready.